Now then, well, we've got some volume this time now. Bit of progress since the last time you saw us here in the tunnel in the garden. We've managed to crack how to work the microphone connected to the smartphone. And I can see from the level of volume on the screen that it's pretty good. In fact, it's better than it is with the camera on its own. Right, bring you up to date with the progress we've made in here so far. Growing things for a start. We've had a close to frost in the evenings, but plastic is some protection. Now we've got a tub here with some what do we got here? Rocket. So we had a packet of rocket available. We popped it in this tub, covered it up. See, it's covered up with plastic normally, keep it a bit warmer, and it's sprouting up quite well. So we're pleased with that. We're covering it up again in a minute. So we might well put something else in there, but the rocket, of course, will grow in there and keep growing till we want to harvest it. Now, this cold frame is one I've had a long time. It's been outside for ages, and last year we used it to bring on our tomato seedlings. Now, we'll have a look in here in a minute. Lift up the lid. Hey presto, here's our tomato seedlings in here. Now, I wouldn't normally risk them outside this early without the protection of the polytunnel. These are Cocktail Crush, an F1 hybrid. This is a small tomato that grows like a vine. The seeds are from England. I got my friend to bring them when he came last year actually. And I sowed them, I don't know, about 2 or 3 weeks ago in the greenhouse. I'll show you where. And brought them out here and potted them up. These were potted up about 6 days ago. And these, on the other side, we're showing them, are potted up yesterday. So they're doing all right. Now, those are about 6 days ago. It'll be slow progress in here, or it needs to be, because we can't bring them on too fast. This side, let's have a little look. Now, these are potted up only yesterday, look, and they're starting to straighten up already. They're coming on. Those are Crimson Crush, and the others were Cocktail Crush. The Crimson Crush are a fairly medium-sized tomato, very nice flavour, lots of flavour, and they're F1 hybrid. They're pretty resistant to anything really, with a bit of luck. So there we are. Now they're in there. Last year, of course, I was in hospital, so I wasn't able to sow any seeds or anything. But year before, I grew some of these Cocktail Crush and Crimson Crush, and we ended up with actually 80 plants in the garden, in the open air. I had to sow them twice in the greenhouse. Came on lovely, in the propagator, and I potted them up like this and put them on top of the heated bed in the greenhouse. I'll show you in a little while. And what happened? I came in one day after a couple of days, and all these little seedlings are gone. There's just tiny little stalks left. Mice. We have little tiny mice in the garden that live underground, and they love these. So last year I had to sow them a second time, and I put them outside. No, this is 22. I had to put them outside in this cold frame, and of course they were protected from the mice, and they came on, and we actually had 80 good plants in the garden, and we had a really good crop. Now, what's happening in here? Now, the bracing, we had some problems with the string, the original string I put on. You remember I used some sisal, no good at all. The first good storm we had, it soaked the sisal and it snapped it off. So no good. Now we've got some polyester cord on now. Can you see it over the top of the plastic? Did all this yesterday. But before that, I stretched the frame. And remember, we've got this piece of green metal here, which is like a thing I use for growing things up. and it's stuck in the ground and it's holding the side out. But it wasn't doing a lot of good because as the wind waves the polytunnel about, it moves it about and pushes it back in the ground. So I took the bits of wood off the sides. Remember, there's some bits of wood just holding the frame apart and keeping it steady until we got the cover on. Took them off, put some little edges on, look, you see, just to stop it sliding off the metal. And one end goes down to the bottom of there, the other end goes out here, and it's stretched the plastic. It's given it some tension, which I'm delighted with. Down this end, a similar one, not quite down to the bottom here. The wood's not quite as long, so rather than waste it, we've got it part way up, and again there with little bits of wood at the end to stop them sliding off. This side, now I don't like wasting wood, so this side, what have we done? We've got it about halfway up the tube at that side. It's almost horizontal, and in here, do you see the little pieces of wood screwed on just to stop it sliding off, and it's sanded down and smoothed off so it isn't going to hurt the plastic. So that's 4 corners. The 5th corner, again, we've got it's almost horizontal again, so it's on that side there, and it's here on this side, and it's given the plastic some tension. Wonderful job. Oh, by the way, I might have to knock off because I don't think here it's starting, and the rain's starting again. And when the rain's coming down on top of the plastic, you can't hear yourself think hardly. So what I'm in the process of doing at the moment is I had 2 bits of wood up here, if you remember. I was going to use them to tie the tomatoes to. Not a success, because they formed like they made a lake in the middle. And here you can see where it's bagged. The water's bagging down, can you see? So it encouraged the water to form a lake in the middle, and it stretched the plastic there. Here's a bag here, look. So they've come down, and what I'm in the process of doing is putting just one stretcher right in the middle from there to this one here. But before that, I have to tie them together, and I'm using some green garden wire. I'd stopped off to do this bit of filming while the rain's eased off, and the garden wire's coming along here. It's going to go up to this other side here and be tied off there, just there. Another one this side. Then I'm going to put the wood up between the two to hold the thing tight and to give some tension to the roof. So that's what we're doing at the moment. What else have we got? Right, later on today we're going to plant these, look. So the strawberries that Debbie and I potted up about 3 weeks ago now, since she was here. They've come on quite well, look, in these little pots. And we've put them in the tube to see how it's going to work. I think I might have to cut a little bit more tube away, if I can, if I dare risk it, to get them all in. But I don't want to crowd them too much, but there's just enough room in this tube for 40 plants. And these are all the plants that I rescued out of the tub from last year. So they look, they look healthy. They look as if they could do well. They're growing nicely. They've been in the greenhouse, a bit warmer than here. But being strawberries, they should come on in the tunnels now. All the local strawberry growers have got the tunnels covered now. They leave them open in the winter. That one doesn't look very good. I think we can reject that one. That one there doesn't look terribly good, so that'll make room for the others. Yeah, the local strawberry growers, they have these rows of strawberries in the middle of the tunnel. There are 2 rows, a row and another row, and their tunnels are like hundreds of yards long. And far bigger than this, similar size to this, and there's 2 rows. Now the strawberries, they last several years, they fruit for several years before I have to replace them, and they're installed underneath this black plastic stuff, and Also in there is irrigation pipes in with the plants underground. There's strawberries, you know, you can't water them from the top. So they're installed. The polytunnels have all been uncovered all winter to get the cold in and kill the bugs and things. And about 3 weeks ago, they started covering them up. So they're all covered up and sealed up, and they were giving them the water. And then there's not much to see yet, but the little plants, they'll be like this, and they'll be coming on, and the strawberries should be ready for end of April, beginning of May. And it's a big strawberry growing area here. There are acres of strawberry tunnels. So later on today, hopefully, we're going to pop these into the strawberry pipe, see how we get on. Right, we'll do a bit more of this wiring job and see how we get on with that. See you in a minute. Okay, well, we've got sound. Right, we're back again now. Camera's been stood idle. Now, nobody ever told me before I built this that you need to wear waterproof clothing inside the polytunnel. My cap is absolutely saturated. It doesn't look, it's drenched, and the water, it's soaking. The water, I've been wearing it all morning. The water's dripping off the peak. It's saturated. I'm going to put it back on because the condensation, oh, you can see inside, look how wet it is. Condensation off the roof drips down on you all the time. And you know, because the sun's not out, there's no heat. Could do with a few more stretchers here. That's just a little bit sad there, isn't it? If I was to put a stretcher in there, it would hold the plastic away from the, yeah, and there. I think we could do with those. Some more of those stretchery things like I put in there. I've done the roof. There we are. Got those in, look, and we've got some wires up. Need 2 more wires here. Got the wires up, and there's 3 things. It stops the water bellying, making a lake in the roof. But here, this side's quite tight. Yeah, the other side isn't. Not so tight. We'll have a look at that. Looks like it could do with stressing a bit somehow. Right. Now, I'm moving. Now I'm going to go in the greenhouse and show you the greenhouse inside, and it'll soon be lunchtime. We've not done those strawberry plants yet, but it won't hurt. We're in the greenhouse. Now I built this little greenhouse, the year we first came here, probably about 2003. It's built out of some just timber halfway up, wooden frame, sat on some bricks, timber halfway up, and then plastic sheeting. Now I used this corrugated plastic sheeting on the roof. That didn't last long. Now what we've got on here now, you can see it's got fibres in it. Can you see it? The fibres in the fabric. Well, we had a bad storm, hail and all that kind of thing, and it just shattered it. The hail went straight through the roof. So I had to replace that. So you learn, don't you? Now this bubble wrap I put in 2 years ago, 2022. It's starting to come down in places, so, but I know how to combat that now, and that is using some of these strips of wood just fastened to the inside of the roof, just screwed up to hold it in place. 1, 2, 3 would do, and then when you want to put some more bubble wrap up, you just unscrew it, put some more up. So I shall do that once the plants are probably out and I've got a free rein. Oh, look here. There's some fuchsia here budding. I have to do something with that. That's a bit too early. Look, there's little buds on it. Little flower buds. Can you see? One there. Hey, it looks a mess, doesn't it? It wants trimming up. I've been looking at how to trim fuchsias. That one's quite nice. They're overwintering in here, but they're coming on. Geraniums, lots of geraniums here. The other half of the geraniums I took out of the pots and put in brown paper bags and put in the dark. I suppose they want potting up soon. I hope they're still alive. But these seem to do, oh, little strawberries here, look. There's some more strawberries, mustn't forget those. Right, We'll replace those. We'll pick out the best ones and we'll plant them up. Some cuttings here. This is that blue bush. Ever so expensive to buy the plants. There's 3 cuttings there waiting to go in the garden. Beautiful thing it is. You buy cuttings about half the size of that. Those are my own cuttings. Oh, we've got some roses in here, look. I've put it says, some of them say put rose cuttings in a pot and then cover it up with plastic. Well, I thought, well, I'll put them all in a plastic bag, in a plastic box, and see how they do. Let's have a little look. See how they are doing. Let's put you down for a minute. My golly, that's a surprise. This is the first time I've tried this. It's one of these plastic boxes, you know. It's got broken, you see, so it's no good for a lot of things because it's on its second life now, shattered. You can see how mess it is there. But look in here. I did these, before Christmas. Oh, was it when I was pruning? I was pruning, before Christmas, pruning some roses. I hope they all are. And wow, look at the sprouts. And they're just in there because being shut in, they generate their own moisture. Look at this shooting on here, look. And this one. Well, I'm pleased with that. I shall certainly do that again. Right, where we are, folks. Rose cuttings, or I suppose any cuttings, put them in a plastic box. Now this is the heated sand tray. It's got one of these, it's a heated wire, and it wiggles its way up and down in here, round and backwards and forwards, underneath where all the sand is, underneath here. We've got it on, I turned it down a bit. I'm going to jack it up a bit. 25. Okay, see, now this is where I had the tomatoes in this little propagator, and I replaced them yesterday when I'd taken them out with sweet peppers. Some sweet peppers in there. It's these garden, and they're Aldi, California Wonder. So we'll see how those go. I did some sweet peppers, expensive ones, in here, and what are they? Oh, they're not expensive. They're not expensive. 20th of February I put those in there. It's damp. Nout. Nothing happened. Leave them a bit longer, then we'll give up. So I bought some more and they're in here. But I've only sown half of them. We'll see how they go. Some little tiny shrubs here, look, do you see? I can't remember what they are. Oh dear, they don't look too good. Rhododendron cuttings. They don't look at all good. I guess they should have gone into that plastic bin. They're looking a bit sick. There's one here. That's a camellia cutting. Look at that. That's looking nice. Really good. More doing. Then we've got our little fruit trees in here as well. Overwintering. That's Diplodenia. These are Bignon cuttings, or roots actually, dug out the ground. Bignon's a big trumpet plant. It's big orange flowers on it. Again, expensive to buy, but just in our garden it's rampant, so these are for the neighbours. Lemons, more lemons. They overwinter in here quite well. There's some more on there, look. Little oranges. Ruth uses these to make our aperos. They're doing quite well. They won't come out until the end of March, once there's no chance of a frost. They'll stand a little frost, but not too much. Right, that's it in here. You've seen where we've done the sowing the seeds and everything, and this is my tray. Oh, right, look at this. These are the little chaps who ate my cuttings last year. My see that on the glove there, next to the root, hormone root stuff. Look at that, little tiny droppings, and that's the size of there's a pen point. That's the size of the... The mice are very, very small. House mice droppings are at least twice that. One or two more here, look. So they've been in here looking for my tomato seedlings. They've got up here, the tiny little things. They live in holes in the ground. There's a lot living underneath our concrete terrace. Right, that's it for the moment. We'll update you again next week. Hello again. Now, that was our update on the polytunnel and a bit about the plants in the greenhouse. Hope you enjoyed that. So we're going to, we haven't got the strawberry plants in yet. We should be doing that probably tomorrow. And we'll bring you up to date when we've finished doing that and see how they look. So we're hoping some warm weather will come soon and the polytunnel will certainly warm up quite quickly. And then we shall need to be watching how to water those strawberries and give them a bit of fertiliser as well, you know, to bring them on quite quickly if we can. There we are. So if you like the video, please think about giving us a like and subscribe and share it with your friends. And then remember the Cracker books, all the books and things you can download, they're all free to download. You can spend hours looking at them. I hope there's something for everybody really among those. So have a look at the website and see if there's something that interests you. And until next time, thank you for being with us and cheerio.